Let's talk about Michael, a film that seems to have united critics in their negative reviews and divided audiences. Firstly, I want to say that I don't believe any other music biopic that I've seen has captured the sheer essence of an artist as effectively as Michael in terms of just capturing the music of the performer. A lot of biopics touch upon it, and yes, you see snapshots of the actor playing the artist performing, but in Michael, the music is honestly, and I wish Strike was saying this word, but it's palpable. It's visceral. I'm sat there watching this and I want to get up and dance. I'm feeling it in my body. So yeah, I don't think that any other biopic I've seen has as effectively captured the music of an artist as Michael. Now, obviously, Jafar Jackson is a Jackson, so he was always going to be, let's say, a great fit to play the role. But beyond that, you can really tell he has worked extremely hard to capture the essence of Michael, both vocally and physically. He gives an outstanding performance. As does younger Michael, the child actor playing younger Michael, my lord, even more so than Jafar, sounds exactly like Michael did when he was younger. So there is some brilliant casting here. That kid is one to watch. I can tell he's gonna have a career ahead of him as an actor and a singer. To be fair, across the board, there are some fantastic performances in this. Coleman Domingo, yet again, he is a powerhouse. Yet plays Michael's father brilliantly. I feel like obviously the critique surrounding this film is that it doesn't delve too much into the controversy surrounding the man, because I think that's to come in the second film. Don't forget, those that don't know, this is a two-part film. So I think the second, and also legally, they are tied in some regards to what they can discuss. Like, for example, I would have liked to seen more of the drama behind the conception of Billie Jean, for example. But I get that actually legally they might not be able to go into that. There is one thing that really stood out to me in this film, a line that Michael's mother delivers to Michael. And she says, "I always knew you were different ever since you was a child or since you was born," something like that. Now, there's always been this theory debated amongst fans and critics and journalists whether Michael was on the spectrum, whether he was neurodivergent. Nothing was ever confirmed. But to me, that line stuck out, that was kind of them saying, alluding to that. And the way that obviously Michael's portrayed in the film and how, we've observed him, for me, I feel like there is some form of neurodiversity there in terms of his hyperfixation, his often this emotional immaturity, his fascination with childhood things, being like almost a grown child, the Peter Pan syndrome. Personally, I think there is an element of that there. Not to say, that changes who he was or who he is or his music or anything like that. But I found that fascinating. Just that one line, there was an element there that I was like, oh wow, I wonder. It made me wonder again. But I actually think that critics are giving this a hard time. Yes, if you're a fan of Michael and you followed his career, then this is not going to tell you much more than you probably already know. But it's dramatised in a way that I haven't seen before. And I just want to say, okay, just for context, I'm a 90s kid. I was born in 1990. My first ever album was a cassette tape. That's it, tape. A double cassette tape of the History album, which I played on my tape Walkman. So I used to love and adore Michael. And the film transported me back to a time of that admiration for the man, for the music. And there's some great moments in the film. Mike Myers has a brilliant cameo. The film is funny, touching, dramatic. And like I say, it gets you ramped up. You feel the music. I would personally say that for a first part of a two-parter, I think it hit the right notes, metaphorically and literally. Of course, it focuses a lot on his relationship with his father, because that was a large part of his life, his childhood and adolescence. That was a lot of trauma he had to overcome. So yes, there's a lot of that focus. I think that the second part is going to probably give critics and some fans more of what they want, more of the controversy, more of the drama. But you know what? I can't fault his family for doing what any family would do and protect the legacy of their child. Biases aside, obviously, but every film has a bias, regardless of who it's made by. So I would say Michael Jackson is a good film. It's definitely worth a watch. And you will leave there remembering just the impact that this man had musically and culturally.